guys, it's Dr. Conklin here to do a lesson with you on page 6, and we are in our Unit 4A packet looking at linear equations. So a few things to talk about today. These directions ask us to graph without the use of our calculator, but we're actually going to tell you guys to use your graphing calculator to check your work today, okay? We're going to look at page 6, number 3, and we're going to do number 4. So just about 4 questions to do, and we'll give you a couple for homework. We're going to tell you to sort of ignore these directions. We do want you to practice this with your calculator, guys, so that you have a good idea of what to do. So let's start with 3a. We have a function f of x equals 2x plus 3. And we want to find out what the y values or the range is when we have a given set of x values. So here's our given set of x values, right? We're going to define, and we're going to find the domain and the range. So, well, we were given the domain. Sorry, I'm awake. This is the domain. We want to find the range. Once we have that, we can then graph these as points. So I'm going to go to my graphing calculator, and if you guys could follow along, I'm going to go to my y equals. So a lot of times our calculator, when you turn it on, looks like this. Let's go to y equals. When I go to y equals, I'm going to take our function 2x plus 3 and I'm going to punch it in. 2x plus 3. And I'm just going to graph it to see what it looks like. Now my graph probably looks a little different than yours, but what we actually want you guys to do is hit second graph. We're going to go to the table, and what's great about the table is you can scroll up and down and find the y values. So they wanted us to find -5, -2, 0, 2, and 5. So we're going to go to -5. -5 maps to -7, and -2 maps to -1. So -7, -1. Our 0 value, if I keep going, maps to 3. So I'm just filling in the table as I go. And then 2 and 5. So 2 maps to 7, and 5 maps to 13. Okay, so now let's graph these. And again, we didn't give you guys a ton of room here, but if it helps, what you might want to do is write these as coordinate points. We talked about that beginning of last unit. -5, comma, -7, right, -2, -1. So let's just graph a couple of these and see if we get our line. So -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -7, 1, 2, 3. That's our first point. -2, -1, 1, 2, -1. Okay, our next point, 0, 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 7, over 2, up 1. And then our last point, 5, 13. And 5, 13 is actually going to go way off the graph. So I'm not even going to plot that one. But if we connect these points, we can see we have a straight line. I'm going to put my arrows on them. And then it's really important that you label your graph, because sometimes we have more than one graph, which we're going to do in a minute on our coordinate plane. Okay, so let's do the same thing for this g of x function. So I'm going to go to my graphing calculator, clear this out. Oops, I got to go to y equals first, clear this out. Now, just a hint, you guys can put a fraction into your calculator by hitting alpha y equals. This calculator won't, but I'm going to do parentheses -1 divided by 2x. That's going to, oh, hold on, where's the negative? Did the negative go? Yep, hold on. Parentheses -1 divided by 2 x plus, and I already forgot. Sorry, guys. Oh, not even plus. Oh. All right, let me try again. Sorry, guys. This is real-time math here, right? -1. Okay, so I'm going to graph it. And you can see this is a negative slope. If you go left, right, if I'm sort of reading it down from left to right, like I would a sentence, we're going to see it's going down. So I'm going to hit second graph. Okay, and then let's go to our table. Now, they didn't give us a ton of points here. So one suggestion, my dears, is you see how a lot of these points are decimals here? it's really hard to graph a decimal. So what we might want to do, we definitely want to have 0 on our graph. 0, -1. So let's put that in. We know 0 goes to -1. Let's pick two numbers below 0, meaning negative, and 2 that are above. That might work. So I'm going to pick some that are nice whole numbers. So -2 goes to 0, and -4 goes to 1. So -4, -2. Oops, I don't want to write them wrong for you guys. -4 goes to 1, and this goes to 0. And then let's pick some numbers above 0. So I'm going to scroll down my calculator. Again, this would not be a good one to pick because it's a decimal, but 2 goes to -2. And 4 goes to -3. Okay, so now we have our table filled in. So let's plot those points. So our first point here is going to be -4, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. -2, 0. 1, 2. Then I'm not going anywhere, just staying at 0. 0, -1. 2, -2. And I can see these points are forming in a nice line. Oops, sorry, I forgot to write that point out for you guys. And 0, Now let's say I was supposed to do this last point here. 4, -3. And let's say I did this by accident. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I went up here. I forgot to go down. You can sort of see that that point is wrong because it's not lining up with the other. So just go back and check your work. Oh, oops, I forgot it should be going down. 1, 2. Okay, so then we can connect. Draw our line, and that's it. And then, oh, what'd I forget? So g of x equals -1/2 x minus 1. All right, now there's another way to do this. So we love that you guys use your graphing calculators, but we also want to show you another way. And that's using slope-intercept form. So what we're going to do is first find the slope and the y-intercept. So again, we're at number 4a, just right below. The slope of this problem is 2/3, which means we're going up 2 to the right 3. And our y-intercept is -4. So we're going to go over. Now the y-intercept means we're going to find the y-axis and we're going to go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this I like to call our starting point. Okay, so now from our starting point, we have that starting point for a reason. We're starting here. I'm going to go up 2, 1, 2, 3 to the right. Up 2, 1, 2, 3 to the right. And we can see that those points are forming a nice straight line. So the one thing I'd say that's nice about this method, oh boy, whew, sorry, that line got a little crooked, is you guys can see that this is a lot quicker, right? So let me just label this. Y equals 2/3 x minus 4.
The bear eats and eats.
Okay, and then we can do the same thing here. We have -5/2 plus 7. So let's write our slope. Our slope is -5/2, which means we're going down 5 and to the right 2. Remember that negative means down, and then our y-intercept is going to be 7. Okay, so let's go through and plot this one. I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's our first point. Now, from our starting point, remember that's the name of this guy, the b value, we're going to start by going down 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and to the right 2, 1, 2. Now, you guys really don't want to have these little like marks here. I just don't really know a better way to show you how I'm doing my work. So just make sure that you make your points really big, fat meatball points. So I'm going to take this point we're on, I'm going to go down 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then over 2. So once I have those, I can take my ruler, or you could just take a straight edge. You could take like an edge of a folder, a piece of, or a book or something. I'm going to label it. And that's my graph. Now, one other strategy too, guys, is, so for example, the one we just did, you can go to your graphing calculator, right? Oops. I'm going to go to y equals, clear out what I have, and let me put in -5 halves x plus 7. -5 halves x plus 7. I'm going to graph it. Let me zoom in. And can you guys see that this looks really similar to what we just graphed? I could also close this, go to my table, and just make sure like I have which points on here. So like this point right here, let me just write it out, is 0, 7. This point right here is 2, 2. So let me just make sure those points are on our graphing calculator. So 0, 7, yep, I see that. And then 2, 2, beautiful. So that's like a really quick way to check your work. All right, we're gonna ask you guys to try very similar questions. So if you could go to page 8, we're gonna have you do 6A and B, and then 7A. Okay, and just a hint with this one, y equals -1x plus 8. Our slope here is going to be -1 over 1. So we're going to go down 1 to the right 1. And we'll practice some more of these later. Have a great day, guys. Keep up the good work.